What's going on, guys? This is helmet cam footage from a practice lap at the fourth round of the Torn Series, which was the second race at Legacy Farms. We just kind of ran the same track backwards with a little bit of new trail. Luckily, it wasn't muddy this time or rutted. It was still rutted in some places because we were riding the same thing backwards, but it was a really crappy weekend for me personally. My results were so-so, not really good. I got 5th in Open Expert on Saturday and 4th in Sportsman Expert on Sunday, so not really what I'm looking for, but seems like that's really all I'm capable of doing so far this year. I got 2nd in Open Expert at Dublin, the second round, but anyway, I'm kind of in a slump. I'm not having a lot of fun lately. I don't know why. I really haven't had fun racing my motorcycle in a long time, so I'm really debating just kind of scaling back my racing efforts, because it's really not worth it if you're not having fun, and that's really what this whole racing thing should be about. We're not racing for money. We're not racing for whatever. We're just racing for fun. So if you're not having fun, what's the point? I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I never live up to my expectations, and I know that just means you need to lower your expectations or not have expectations and just try to have fun, but I'm really not good at that. I'm not good at just sitting there and saying, just go out there and have fun. Don't worry about it if you're not going fast enough to win or whatever. But I'm really disappointed because I've been in the expert class. This is my 4th year in the expert class, and honestly, I don't think I've gotten any better. I feel like I've progressed as a rider, but not in speed, and that doesn't make much sense. But I feel like I'm smoother than I used to be, and all of that stuff. But I just don't feel like I'm faster, and I don't know if that's because I'm not willing to hang it out, or if it's just because I'm getting older. I say getting older, but I'm not even 19 yet. I do turn 19 this Saturday, though, so May 3rd, 19th birthday, so yeah, I'm so old. But really, I'm not having fun anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a temporary thing, or if I'm just kind of over racing. I know a lot of people, would think, why are you complaining? You're fast. But I don't see myself as a fast rider. I really don't. And it's funny how it goes, because used to, like when I was an amateur or an intermediate, I thought I was fast, and now that I'm an expert rider, I don't really think that I'm fast. So it's kind of the opposite of, it's like when I was slow, I thought I was fast, and when I'm kind of, a faster rider, I think that I'm slow. I don't know what it is. I never give myself a break, really. I have really crappy self-confidence a lot, and I think that's part of why I'm not having fun anymore, is that I'm not winning, and I can't accept that I just am not capable of winning. And I don't know, it's like a vicious cycle. You can't get confidence to win unless you win. So it's almost impossible to break that cycle. You just need to get lucky and have things fall your way every once in a while. And it's not that I'm not lucky. I'm very lucky. I have a great bike and supportive parents and all that. But speaking of that, people like to make assumptions about what I have and don't have, and it really bothers me that people, you know, talk about how spoiled I am and whatnot. And I know I'm spoiled, but why does it bother you so much? I don't understand. Not you personally. I just mean people that do get jealous or whatever. I don't really get it. I mean, I guess that's because I'm in my shoes and they're in their shoes, but if people really knew what was, you know, going on outside of what is on the surface, then people would understand. I don't know. I'm not really going to get into it, but anyway, I just, you know, people like to think that, you know, I'm super spoiled and I'm just, you know, not as good as I should be, and for what I have anyway. And I'm really starting to agree with that, because I have this, you know, awesome setup at the races, the big trailer and the Easy Up and the KTM banners, and I think that's part of the reason that I put so much pressure on myself, is because out of the people that I'm racing with, I feel like I'm the one that looks like the person who has the most support, and I don't know. It really bums me out when I've got all of this stuff going for me, but yet I'm not performing up to my expectations. So, that was a long little self-centered rant. Sorry about that, but the track, I'll talk about the track a little bit. I'm taking some dumb lines here, because this was my third lap and I was just checking out some different lines, but the track, I didn't care for it, but, you know, what are you going to do? Everyone has to race the same track, so there's no use complaining about it. That's one thing I can say. I don't really complain about the track ever. I'm never like coming off the track in practice and saying, you know, this track sucks, blah blah blah. I'm not a real complainer. I mean, I used to be when I was really young, and I guess that's why I'm not anymore, is because my parents didn't take well to that. But you know, I'm appreciative of everything that I have, so I'm not really a complainer. But this track didn't really suit me. This track has never really suited me. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm not good in ruts, and like just woods everywhere. It's not really my thing. But the Eagle Canyon Raceway race coming up in May 25th and 26th. That one should be fun. And sorry, that was my phone. Should have turned that off. But the Eagle Canyon race should be a fun one, because it's going to be really fast, and it's at a road racing track. I don't know if the motorcycles are actually going to race on the pavement, but it should be a fast track, and I'm usually good at fast tracks, because kind of levels the playing field and makes up for not having technical skill and ruts and whatever. When it's pavement, there are no ruts, so you know, I usually do well on stuff like that. The Morgan Grand Prix last year, I won, and that was really cool. That was the only race I did win Sportsman Expert at the first race last year, but other than that, that was the only win that I got in 2012. And this year, I'm going to call it, I'm probably not going to win any race, the way that things are going right now. So, let's see, what else? Let's see, yeah, it's my birthday this weekend, going to WinStar. Hopefully I can clear my head, get a little less depressed. Supercross, see, Villopoto just clinched the title. That was pretty cool. I mean, I like Villopoto. I'm not a huge fan of any rider in particular, but to win 3 championships in a row, 3 Supercross championships in a row is pretty crazy. And that's only the fourth person to do that, I believe. But anyway, cool for him. And Millsap still had a great year. Dungey is always, he's just doing what he does, being consistent. And let's see. This I do get a leaf stuck on my GoPro here really in a couple seconds, and I had to cut out like 3 minutes of the video because the leaf was covering the lens on the GoPro. But back to fun and stuff. I'd really like to know what everyone thinks of having fun at the races. Is it ever actually fun, like, while you're racing? Because I've never really had that to where it's actually, like, really fun while I'm racing. Sometimes it's like, fun to look back on it, but, yeah, just racing itself, it's not really that fun for me. It's like I'm really stressed out the whole time, and I know you're supposed to be, stressed. It's kind of the point, but I don't know. It's a really weird situation. Like, I'm trying to figure out why I'm racing motorcycles. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be. I don't know. I feel like I'm way too much of a critical thinker to be a motorcycle racer. I don't know what that is. Not smart. I just mean, like, I think way too much, and I overanalyze everything, and I'm worrying all the time. When something happens, I just think way too much about it. And if someone catches me during a race, I start riding defensively instead of offensively. I'm only thinking behind me. I'm not thinking in front of me. I used to not be like that. I used to be just a really good racer, but not that great of a rider. And now I feel like I'm a pretty good rider, but I'm not a very good racer. And, it's just the tables have turned, I guess. That's what injuries do to you. And, for those of you that don't know, I broke 8 bones in 8 months. That's my famous tagline. I broke 5 bones in my leg in December of 2008, and then I broke my left arm twice in summer of 2009, and I broke a thumb. It was a disaster, but ever since then I've never been the same. And I was only an intermediate rider at that time, but I don't think I've really gotten any faster. I mean, like I said, I've become a way better rider, but as far as racing goes, I don't really think I'm that much better, and maybe that's the problem. I just don't believe that I'm better than I used to be. I don't know. I just don't, when I watch people like, Caleb Ramsey or Cameron Ishmael, I don't have any idea how they can go that fast. I mean, obviously this is a practice lap, so I'm not really pushing it, but still, I don't understand how people can go that fast. Especially, I went to a national enduro 2 weeks ago, which, by the way, was a total mud race, and Charlie Mullins won that by 3 minutes, I think. And that's not really like this, where it's a race from a starting line where everyone starts at the same time. It's just based off of time. The national enduros are just based off of time. So basically what that means is overall he was 3 minutes faster than everybody combined through all the test sections. But anyway, something like that. I don't have any idea how those guys can go that freaking fast. It's pretty insane. And as much as I've tried to analyze my riding and try to fix what's wrong, I don't have any answers. I don't have any answers for anything, really. I'm not having fun. I don't know why I can't go any faster. I don't know. I mean, I can't, I'll never blame my bike. That's just not, I heard someone talking on Saturday about how they think it's 75% bike and 25% rider, and I don't agree with that at all. But anyway, guys, I'll see you later.